Do you know I always thought marijuana, the weed that I smoked, was harmless? And I always thought that alcohol was the gateway. I personally. That's just me. And when my doctors would prescribe stuff for me that they said was better and would give me benefits, sometimes I had to wonder, was it the things I said to them? Because if I had not made an appointment, said the things I said, they wouldn't have, prescribed the things that they prescribed. And they had a book and a path that they followed based on what I said and did. And then now we have x-rays and MRIs and CAT scans, and we can do blood work. We can take hair samples. We can, I thought use teeth even to acquire a baseline DNA, and we can show where these things may have been present in your system. So for me, I thought I was a poster child for weed, right? That I was the exception to the rule simply because I only smoked weed. I didn't do any other drugs, including the ones that my doctors prescribed, like tramadol. Now, when it was prescribed to me, it was prescribed for sleep. And they're always associating side effects because under studies where for 10 years, right, under the Food and Drug Association, they take something that someone has made and created, and then they study how your body responds to it. And it takes 10 years for them to get credible results so that they can give you a baseline of how this drug is going to affect you. And as they do that, what happens is they talk to us and we list the side effects and benefits that we feel are happening when we take this drug. And then even though these drugs may be created for this, it works better for this, that, and the third, where they have not, found that out through the studies that they did prior to giving it to you. That's not something that they could discern as a group of pharmacists, scientists, where they've taken plants, where they've taken leaves, where they've taken dirt even, and then they formulated these hypotheses and these opinions where their theories can be proven, like I said, over a 10-year study, correct? Where they might be studying. So when my doctor prescribed tramadol as a sleep aid, and my pharmacist said, Sharon, there's so many things right here on the counter that you could take to help you to sleep. This, my dear, and I like you, Sharon. He said, this, my dear, I would not suggest you take for sleep based on all the other things that might affect you. So I said, oh, okay, that's cool. Now I'm looking at my doctors, right? And the things that they are prescribing to me, because these are things where I've got a pharmacy company sending a man, and a man showing up at my doctor's office with a briefcase, and he's got these new drugs that they are putting out, and they want my doctor to give them to me as a sample. And if you can take it as a sample and it works, then we can get a group of people to now, again, say this drug works and we are going to use it for this. And then we can get past the Food and Drug Administration where we don't have to take those 10-year studies that we, again, Joe Biden made all those cuts to way, way back. When we made all those cuts to the Food and Drug Administration, we now ruined what would take 10 years, to get these patents on the market. And as we were getting these rules out the way, we had these little pharmacists running up to the doctor's office, giving them these things that their pharmacy is now making, like your best friend that just graduated from high school under a science degree, and him and his friends were sitting in the garage, and now they're at this college, and this college is giving them a grant to study this shit, and they're now giving it to you and your friends because you and your friends was taking it, and now you're spreading it like wildfire, and now you've got this baseline where my government can pay through the pharmaceutical company for you to have it with your insurance company, and you have to call me, Sharon Martin, and you have to talk to me, and I'm going to give you a prior authorization for that medicine. And now I see it's 3-tiered. There's the bottom level, middle level, top level, and then you got the brand level, right? I don't know how many hoops you got to jump through to get brand medication these days from the tiered doctors that are, again, tiered based on where you live, your color of skin, and again, your race, nationality, and probably your fucking, birthright. And as they do that, you be very clear. I'm not in the mood. And I got caught. I got caught. 911. Sharon, you're too smart for your own good. I said, Elizabeth Warren, I would like to meet you. Because remember way back when the Food and Drug Administration was being cut and you were running for president of the United States and we weren't talking about whether or not you were a female. We were only talking about it was Elizabeth Warren. And as Elizabeth Warren wanted to run for president of the United States, and that's all we talked about, Kamala, not that she was the first woman to want to run, but it was motherfucking Elizabeth. And as we talked about Elizabeth running for president of the United States, like I said, she was a champion in making sure the Food and Drug Administration kept their money. She was somewhere along the line in that group of, I don't know, many people in that big ass room where they're going yay and nay, and she's saying nay, nay, nay. Don't you cut those Drug and Food Administration things. Now, I thought under COVID, everybody just became a big guinea pig. And you were now getting these stipends, these $50 gift cards, and you were voluntarily, whoop. She could hit me because I'm not a pedestrian and I crossed the street illegally. Right? She was foreign. I don't know. But, you got these, I lost my train of thought. Damn. It's about Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. And the men at the doctor's office in them suits with the briefcases and the samples and the medicine. With those cuts, that's when they started adding all those wonderful things to the Food and Drug Administration where our food was lasting longer on the shelf. Like them motherfucking brownies. Hold up. That brownie was gonna last a year. I don't want no brownie that lasts a motherfucking year. I'm just saying. So I had to put that brownie back. It tastes totally different. It no longer was deliciousness to me. And I ain't bought that motherfucking brownie since. But that's just me. I'm one of one. Just me. The Food and Drug Administration going from motherfucking drugs to my food where you was putting some shit up in that motherfucker to make that brownie last a year. Fuck out of here.